Welcome to the channel. My name is Coach and I'm your go-to source for everything relating to NXT and WWE developmental, and this episode of NXT was peak. It was awesome. I loved every second of it. Compared to last night's Monday Night Raw, which I also covered, which was god-awful, this episode of NXT, it's the perfect go-home show for me. So let's get into it. The show opens with Ethan Page versus Lexis King versus Eddie Thorpe versus Wesley, all in a #1 contendership match. The winner will go on to face Ricky Saints at Stand and Deliver, and the winner of the match ends up being Ethan Page, as you would expect, because Ethan Page has been the main rival for Ricky Saints so far. But during the match, Ricky Saints did get ejected and he was forced to go backstage. So when Ethan Page won, he took the mic, he started talking shit, and Ricky Saints came back out, hit him with his spear, and stood tall with his belt. I thought this was a great opening to the show. It established everything you needed to know, plus it had the right result. It was a bit of a weird match though, because all 4 competitors were bad guys, so it was like, I don't know who I should be rooting for, but at the end I did end up rooting for Ethan Page because he's being a bit different on TNA, having a bit of babyface stuff, which I quite enjoy, and plus he's the main antagonist for Ricky Saints' story, so it would have just made sense. I really liked the opening of the show. Then backstage we see Soul Rook and Zarya talking. Kalani Jordan then comes up and she talks her shit, and Lizzie Dame also comes up, she talks her shit too. All 4 women who have qualified for the Women's North American Championship ladder match. Just a way to remind everyone, like, yeah, these girls, they're in the ladder match. But we follow that up with another qualifier match. This winner will go on to join them in the match. It's Lola Vice versus Tatum Paxley, and the best part of the night show was all the women who haven't gotten a lot of screen time returning, and Lola Vice is one of them. Lola Vice defeats Tatum Paxley and she advances, and what I realized is there is a lot of women that could have been in this ladder match that just aren't. I'm going to talk about a bit about that later because there's something I don't like. But yeah, I'm happy Lola Vice wins. Now that she's in this match, has slowly risen up the ranks. I think she's my favorite so far in the night, but later tonight we're going to address who my ultimate favorite is. Throughout the night also we got some segments or backstage packages about all the women in the Women's Championship match, talking about how they're feeling and why they think they could win. But the one I want to talk about mainly is Giulia, and she talks about how she was sitting at home waiting for the rematch to be called that she never got, and now she had to return to make sure everybody knows that she is the beautiful madness and that championship belongs to her. A quite okay justification for turning heel, but I think like it needed to be done because Stephanie Vecker vastly outshined her as a babyface and even got a lot more popularity than it was. So I think the position that Stephanie Vecker is in was ultimately meant for Giulia, so I think the roles are just reversed, but I think both women are going to benefit a lot from this, and I'm really excited for this Fatal 4-way match. It should 100% main event the show. We also get another announcement that there will be a tag team match at Stand and Deliver on the pre-show. It's going to be the Meta Girls versus Gigi and Tatum, and then also versus Fatal Influence. And Roxanne Perez is also going to be in that match if she finds a partner. Later in the night she does find a partner in Cora Jade, but man, I don't like this. Okay, so the winner of this match will get a Women's Tag Team Championship match on the NXT after Stand and Deliver, which is okay, but on the pre-show, really? All of these girls on the pre-show? I don't know how to feel about this. And then the winner of this pre-show match gets a Women's Championship match on NXT, which they're obviously going to lose. It just feels like, what's the point in this? At the very least, just have it be on the main card. But okay, whatever. The winners are most likely going to be the Meta Girls because whoever faces the Women's Tag Team Championships are going to get a slight boost in popularity, and the Meta Girls are most likely going to be called up soon, so that makes the most sense. Then we get one of the best parts of the show. It's the Tag Team Gauntlet match. The winners of this match go on to face Axiom at Stand and Deliver. Well, Fraxium, not Axiom, the World Tag Team Champions. You know what I meant. So Hank and Tank start first, and they end up running the gauntlet, going through every opponent, and they end up winning. They are going to go to Stand and Deliver and face Fraxium. This was a fantastic match. You really bought into Hank and Tank. Like I always say, there's always something missing with Hank and Tank, but man, I can't help myself anymore. I like them. I want to see them succeed, and them finally winning here, it's such a great advancement in their story, and when they win at Stand and Deliver, it's gonna feel earned. So I'm really hoping they defeat Fraxium. I really like Fraxium. I don't think this is the right team to beat them, but for the story that's being told, 100% Hank and Tank have to win that championships. It would be a great moment. So after the match, Axiom wants to shake their hands, but Nathan Frazier, he's like nah, and he walks away. So Axiom shakes their hands and walks away. It seems like there's a bit of tension still in Fraxium. Well, there has always been, but more now than there has been in the last few weeks. so maybe that's gonna be their downfall. Hank and Tank 100% should win those tag team championships. I'm putting money on it. Then we get to the massive parking lot brawl between Darkseid and the family. So the family arrived first, and there's no Tony D'Angelo, and Stack says that this was his call and that they need to do it. He's the underboss, they need to follow orders, and they get their asses whooped. I mean, Darkseid just beats the living hell out of him. There was a moment where it seemed like, okay, they're gonna get a bit of momentum, but then Darkseid is just like, nah dude, we're not gonna let you get that momentum, and they beat the shit out of them. At least later on, after everyone's beat down, Tony D'Angelo arrives, and Tony D'Angelo just solos them. He solos Darkseid. He did have a crowbar, and you know, crowbars are like the most dangerous thing in the world of wrestling. And he's all of Darkseid run away, and then he goes up to Stacks and says, this is not how we do it, and we're gonna beat their asses at Stand and Deliver. So this is gonna be an amazing match at Stand and Deliver. I'm really hopeful for it. I think it can be really good. And it's so weird how awesome Darkseid is now, because like, at least from what I see, people are really liking Darkseid, and compared to when they first arrived and nobody liked them, it's a big change for them. But I'm happy because me too, I like Darkseid. Andre Chase is talking to the new students, and he's like, thank you guys for having my back, but I don't know if I can do it. And then Thea Hail returns, and she's like, no Andre, I think you can do it, and I give you my blessing. And that's the confirmation. We're getting this new Chase U, and I'm excited to see what happens with it. But what I'm even more excited to see is Thea Hail being back. God damn, you all know how I feel about Thea Hail. She's like, she and Kalani, my favorites. Thea Hail is not on Kalani's level, but she can get there, and she ends up defeating Karen Petrovich. She's the last woman in this ladder match, and she's the one I want to win. Man, I really want the L to win that Women's North American Championship, man. I want it. I don't just want it, I need it. So seriously, I'm gonna be pissed if the L doesn't win it. Well, no, maybe not. Like, Izzy Dame is the only woman I don't want winning it, because she's not, I don't really see her winning it. But everyone else, I would like to see Zarya Soruko win it, sure. Lola Vice winning it, sure. Kalani, I would love that, being a women's 2-time champion. And then Thea Hail, my favorite, I'm putting money on her. But you know, you can't really go wrong unless it's Izzy Dame. And then to end the show, it's the final package. Trick Williams, Obafemi, and Javon Evans all come face to face. And am I crazy to say that this world title scene is booked better than both the main roster ones? Like, Gunther and Jey Uso, it's okay. Cody and John Cena, it hasn't lived up to the expectation, but this feels serious. It feels like everyone has their own qualms with each other. Like, this feels like a world title scene. It feels like everybody wants that belt. Everybody has their own personality and their own feelings towards each other. It doesn't feel like just two men going after a belt. It feels like there's genuine hatred too. And you don't get that with the other things. And I'm more invested in this than I am anything on the main roster, really. So yeah, I'm very excited for this match. It's gonna be a goddamn banger. And Obafemi is gonna retain, let's be honest. He's not gonna lose. So if I had to give tonight's show a rating, it's 10 out of 10. And this show was pure hype. It's what a go-home show should be. I just loved watching this episode. Seriously, go check it out. Just tune into NXT every week, man. NXT is the best weekly product. Sure, some episodes are weak, but it's like one every 5-6 weeks. You're really not gonna be disappointed. Just watch NXT, man. I promise you, you won't regret it. So yeah, I cover NXT every week along with Evolve and everything related to WWE's developmental people. All you need to know about that. So leave a like, subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye, everyone.